Good evening and welcome to PRSA Georgia's second annual 40 Under 40 Awards celebration. I'm Elizabeth McMillan, APR, President of PRSA Georgia and a member of the inaugural 40 Under 40 class, barely. I'm excited to be here with you tonight, to celebrate 40 of the state's emerging PR and communication leaders, you. And when I say celebrate, I mean it. We are all active participants tonight. Please congratulate your peers in the chat. If your loved ones are being recognized, let us know. If you have a cocktail or a mocktail, shockingly, I've not brought this out often enough in quarantine, please raise a glass. And don't forget to share the love on social with the hashtag you see on the screen, PRSAGA 40 Under 40. Now, this session is being recorded so that we can share it, return back to it. If you do not agree with that, you are welcome to disconnect. Throughout our short time together tonight, we'll share messages from colleagues, friends, and some of our sponsors on screen with you. This year, and what a year, we asked our nominees to share a few things with us and you. Obviously, their bio, which you'll get a glimpse of and can be found in the digital brochure, and also a look into what got them to this point and how we can navigate, all of us can navigate the future successfully. We've asked them to describe a positive professional moment that took place in the past year, how they have practiced self-care. And actually, I had a session earlier today at work. Self-care is not selfish was the name of it. How have you practiced self-care, created a healthy routine during the pandemic? And then finally, one of the questions we asked them, what has 2020 taught you thus far? I have learned from speaking with each of our honorees, quite honestly, one of the most favorite and best parts of the president's job. And I hope you do too. I hope you enjoy getting to see and getting to learn a little bit more about our honorees. Now, leading is no simple task, whether young or, I won't say old. And I'm excited to turn over this evening to our established judges and past chapter leaders, Jen Benz, Dwayna Haley, Elise Hammett, APR, Neil Hirsch, APR, and Carly Lam, APR, to get our celebration underway. Thank you, judges. Thank you all who participated for helping with this evening. And first up to present, Jen Benz, Vice President and Marketplace Leader in Atlanta at Ketchum. Jen, my dear, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much for the floor. And I am so excited for tonight to celebrate all of you. So let's get started with this shindig. I have my cup right here and we're gonna get started. So on our first 2020 40 Under 40 honoree is Nakia Adofe, the Director of Public Relations at Media Frenzy Global. An enthusiastic and creative storyteller, Nakia boasts 10+ years of media and integrated communications experience, specializing in strategic brand visibility across PR and digital media channels for a variety of national and international companies. With a diversified background across corporate and agency environments, Nakia leads content and strategy through planning, executing, and integrating intuitive media strategies for innovative and disruptive brands around the world. You go, girl. A believer in cultivating an inclusive, forward-thinking workplace culture in communications, Nakia leads a team of diverse talent. Most recently, she spearheaded a research culminating in a report in conjunction with the National Black Public Relations Society of America on the disproportionate impacts of COVID-19 on Black communication professionals. Nakia is an active board member for the Atlanta chapter of Beepers and volunteers for the Atlanta Business Chronicle Mentoring Monday program. Please help me welcome Nakia as a PRSA 40 Under 40 honoree. Yay! kind of weird that nobody's around us, but we're gonna get through this. Our next honoree is Emily Armentrout. She is a marketing manager at Full Tilt Consulting. Emily has worked at Full Tilt for 3 years. She is a self-described information junkie, which is helpful as she dives deep into current events, keeping the complex industries and Full Tilt accounts she supports in mind as she analyzes dozens of daily newsletters in her inbox. I know that's probably a lot in the morning. Emily cares deeply about her community, from her own backyard to nationwide causes. Emily says because Full Tilt's culture focuses on integrity, empowering others, and caring deeply in all things, it's an ideal fit for her commitment to excellence in both her professional and personal life. In her response to the question, what has 2020 taught you thus far? She says to focus on the things you can control. Emily has also shared that during this pandemic, she has tried to alternate sitting at her desk with periods of standing. And lucky for her, she has a variety of different spaces for both standing and sitting or productive lounging. And that is a great advice. Please welcome Emily Armentrout to our second 40 under 40 honoree. And now Full Tilt would like to share a message with Emily. That is a really good message. All right, our next honoree is the Senior Communications Manager for HD Supply Construction and Industrial Business, which is in the process of separating from HD Supply and becoming an independent company called Whitecap. In her current role, Carissa Bursch leads the Whitecap Communications team, which is responsible for all internal and external communications, as well as community giving and partnerships for the business. As part of the work for the separate from HD Supply, Carissa and her team have led the establishment of independent corporate communication processes and platforms, including the launch of a new company intranet, all while continuing to manage large and small scale internal communication campaigns on behalf of the business. Prior to HD Supply, Carissa has more than 9 years of experience in corporate communications, PR, and internal communications with organizations like Novellus and Racetrack. Please help me welcome Carissa Bursch to the group. Welcome. And now Carissa's team would like to send another congratulations to her. Such a lovely message. All right, we're moving to our next honoree on the government side of PR. Please help me welcome Kanisha Kato, hopefully I said your name right, as the Public Information Officer at the City of Atlanta's Department of Watershed Management. She coordinates the external communication strategies for the utility, which provides water services to 1.2 million customers across the Atlanta area. She also leads project communications for the department's $1 billion capital improvement program, drafts and distributes media advisories and press releases, and strives to build and maintain mutually beneficial relationships with key stakeholders, which I'm sure is very important right now. A native ATLian, she attended Georgia State University, earning a Bachelor's of Arts in Journalism with a concentration in public relations and graduating cum laude. Somehow she has free time, and her latest venture is serving as a freelance publicist for Black entertainment for BET. We need to add you to our media list. 2020 has taught you to enjoy the simple things in life, and a positive professional moment in your career this year was when you were able to plan and execute a department-wide event for the launch of the City of Atlanta's Department Watershed Management Strategic Plan 2020. This event was designed to educate, engage, inspire employees of all ages to get involved in the implementation phase of this plan. Wow, that was impressive. Congratulations, Kanisha Kato. Now let's change direction to agency life, which is my life. Rachel Cushing is the media director for Lens Marketing, where she oversees the agency's social media, digital content, advertising, and media relations initiatives. That is a lot. With more than 7 years of experience, Rachel has worked with clients in healthcare, nonprofit, higher education, small business, and many more. She is also a guest lecturer at Emory's University Rowland School of Public Health for the program's Healthcare Marketing course. She's also very active in PRSA Georgia, where she has been an active member since 2013 and has served on several capacities. She also served as a panelist for several PRSA conference sessions and represented the chapter at various engagements and awards. Rachel is a proud graduate of Agnes Scott College. Please help me join Rachel Cushing to this year of honorees. Let's check in with Lynn's VP of Marketing, Mike Keelan, to see what he has to say about our recent honoree.
Rachel, congratulations on this special and well-deserved recognition. Everyone at Lens is so proud of you, especially me.
That was a very nice message. Congratulations again. Continuing on to our fabulous professional is Kelly Dye. As Vice President of Everywhere Agency, who I love Danica very much, Kelly has built a track record of successful digital and influencer campaigns. Over the last 2 years, she has successfully doubled the agency's billings, which is key in this environment, while leading her team in award-winning campaigns for brands like Macy's, Carter's, and Georgia Pacific. It's amazing. Cutting her teeth working in traditional media at Cox Media Group, Kelly evolved with changing advertising landscape by joining Everywhere in 2011. In 2014, Kelly took a leave to fulfill her dream of living abroad to teach business English in South Korea while traveling the world before returning to Atlanta. Kelly attended the University of Florida, earning a BA in advertising with a minor in art history. As we see in her response to the question, how would you practice self-care, creating a healthy routine during this pandemic, that Kelly and her husband Peter welcomed their first child, congratulations, during the pandemic. And although she used to consider massages, manicures, or even haircuts as self-care pre-pandemic, now her idea of self-care is to battle perfectionism. And that is very key as a first-time mom. I hope you are impressed by all those credentials as I am. Please welcome Kelly Dye to PRSA Georgia 40 Under 40. All right, our next honoree is Alex Ebanks, Manager of Brand and Business Communications in the North American Public Affairs and Communications Department at the Coca-Cola Company. In her current role, Alex leads media relations efforts for the company's sparkling portfolio of brands in the US, including Coca-Cola trademark and Sprint. Prior to joining the company, Alex served as a senior marketing manager for Allied Moxie, the multicultural division of Allied Integrated Marketing. There, she strategically managed and created publicity campaigns and marketing campaigns, both nationally and regionally, for entertainment-based clients. Alex is a proud HBCU grad from Spelman College, where she earned her Bachelor of Arts degree in English with a minor in writing. She's the co-chair of the Communications Subcommittee for the PRSA National Diversity Inclusion Committee and a board member of Coca-Cola's African American Business Resource Group and Women in Film and Television. Also, she is a member of my sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So congratulations, Sor. Very impressive, and congratulations again. Let's take a look at Kent Landers and Katie Hartman with a special message for Alex.
Congratulations, Alex.
Cheers to your continued success.
We're so proud of you. Congrats.
Congratulations again. Now you may be wondering who can possibly be honored next. Well, it is Kristen Ellis, a senior account executive at Porter Novelli. Kristen leads corporate communications, social marketing, and brand and reputation management for a variety of programs at Porter Novelli, from publicly traded companies to nonprofits. She is a University of Alabama graduate with degrees in public relations and minors in business and Spanish. A positive professional moment that took place this past year includes landing a client in the Kelly Clarkson Show. Congratulations. But other highlights of her career include meeting Steve Harvey and Lo Bosworth and participating in Omnicom's Emerging Stars Professional Development Program and receiving a Regional Client Service Excellent Award. But that's not all Kristen has done. She also has been an active volunteer with PRSA Georgia, co-leading the College Relations Committee, and she also served as the Mentorship Committee and Young Professional Interest Group. Kristen, we're so pleased to welcome you to this group. And now a special congratulations message for you. Love from your Porter Novelli family. All right, what a great group of impressive professionals so far. Cheers to you guys. So before we move on, let's check out this short video from our sponsor, the Wilbur Group. All right, now I turn it over to my amazing friend, Dwayna Haley, Senior Vice President and Practice Director for Brand Innovation and Impact for Porter Novelli.
Thank you, Bunny. That is my nickname for Jen, Bunny. Jen and I were both members of the inaugural 40 Under 40 last year, and so it's really cool for us to be presenting this year. We've also been friends for a really long time, so thank you, Bunny. We'll go ahead and get started with our next honoree. Cue him up. Our next honoree is Brian Fawcett. He is the Manager of Corporate Social Responsibility and Public Affairs at Cox Enterprises. Brian manages a portfolio of national and local community partnerships focused on solving challenges for underserved communities in two strategic areas, environment and STEAM. Prior to joining Cox, he had 5 years of nonprofit development experience at the Woodruff Arts Center. And this is not his only accolade. In 2018, Brian received the Rising Star Award from Out Georgia Business Alliance. Brian has a BA in music from Emory and is currently an MBA candidate at Emory's Goizetta Business School. I hope I said that right. I always mix it up. A native Atlantan, Brian lives in Midtown with his partner Kent and his 2 dogs, Mick and Max. We see that Brian has been spending extra time outdoors. Has anyone else spent time exploring state parks during the pandemic? Brian also says that 2020 has taught him to prioritize the relationships that are most meaningful to him. I think that's advice we could all take this year. I'm proud and honored to recognize Brian Fawcett. Welcome to 40 Under 40. Next, let's learn a bit more about Sarah Freeland. She is currently a public relations coordinator for the University of Georgia, Go Dogs, where she handles media relations for the university. A storyteller at heart, Sarah manages UGA's Student Story Series and Amazing Student section. Prior to this role, Sarah has served as reporter for the Columns, UGA's faculty and staff newspaper, and as the manager of UGA's master calendar, during which she oversaw a website redesign project. It may be no surprise, but Sarah graduated from the University of Georgia magna cum laude with honors. While in college, she worked as a writer and photojournalist for the Red and Black student newspaper. Sarah is an avid runner and served on the board of directors for the Athens Road Runners. She helped plan the first Millage Mile race and led monthly local trail runs. Currently, Sarah is pursuing her Master's of Arts in Technical and Professional Writing at Middle Georgia State University. And during the pandemic, she's been using her extra time while telecommuting to do her grad school work. I'm proud to welcome Sarah Freeland to this year's class of honorees. Welcome, Sarah. All right, we have celebrated a lot of phenomenal honorees tonight, so let's pause to view a short video from one of our sponsors, the Wilbur Group. Or maybe not. That's what was in my script. We can go on next after Sarah Freeland. There we go. All right. Maybe Joanna doesn't have the right script, folks. So here we go. Maybe I sipped a little bit too much of my whiskey, but I'm a Tennessee girl, so whatever. Anyway, here we go. As an adept communicator with 10 years of PR and internal communications experience, Joanna Gaither is next up. She's the marketing director for Fifth Third Bank, Georgia. In this role, Joanna is responsible for leading the marketing and communication strategy with a focus on building the bank's reputation and developing business and community partnerships. Joanna also serves as the business resource group advisor for all of the bank's affinity groups in Georgia. Prior to her role at Fifth Third, she served as a deputy. Go back. Y'all don't get ahead of yourselves. Give Joanna her moment in the sun. There we go. Okay. Where was I, Joanna? There, I was. Prior to her role at Fifth Third, Joanna served as the deputy press secretary for the 59th mayor of Atlanta, Kasim Reed. During her public relations agency experience, Joanna managed accounts for well-known brands such as Walmart, Coca-Cola, and Toyota. In her spare time, Joanna serves as a board member for the United Way Young Professional Leaders, Emory's Winship Cancer Institute Friends of Winship, YMCA Atlanta Head Start, and Early Start Policy Council, and KSU's CARE. Please help me welcome Joanna to this year's group of 40 Under 40. Welcome, Joanna. Now let's switch gears to someone who has changed jobs just last month. Evangeline George is now the Director of Business Communications and Public Affairs for Shipt, the same-day delivery services owned by Target. Ooh, girl, we need to get to know each other. Previously, she worked at Uber, where she led the company's communications for 8 states in the Southeast and managed issues spreading the breadth of the Uber platform. With more than 10 years of experience, Evangeline also served as Deputy Communications Director and Press Secretary for the U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, one of my faves, love Nancy, before making the move to the private sector. A graduate of the University of Georgia, go Dogs, with a degree in political science, Evangeline has been awarded multiple 40 Under 40 and 30 Under 30 awards and is a member of the Lead Atlanta class of 2019. She cites kickboxing as a big stress reliever, though now it's in the park instead of the basement, and shares her story about taking pride in leading campaigns that promote safety on the Uber platform. Evangeline, we thank you for your hard work on this effort, and we welcome you to the 40 Under 40 class of 2020. Our next honoree is Tanae Hawkins. With more than 15 years of experience in nonprofit leadership, strategic communications, fundraising, stakeholder engagement, media relations, and crisis management. Under her leadership as president, the Hawkins Group has worked with a wide range of clients across sectors, including Teach for America, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Now look, y'all, what is happening? Okay. We got ourselves together. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go back. We're gonna give this Black girl magic her moment in the sun. Here we go. Under her leadership as president, the Hawkins Group has worked with a wide range of clients across sectors, including Teach for America, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, Disney Channels, and Girl Scouts of Greater Atlanta. She also directs public relations for Goodwill of North Georgia, including the media relations crisis management, through leadership strategy and diversity and inclusion communications. A passionate community servant, Hawkins currently serves on the United Way of Greater Atlanta's Cole Women United Cabinet, and she's recently served on the board of directors for the Junior League of Atlanta as vice president of marketing and communications, among other boards on her impressive resume. She also enjoys serving as a mentor in the Sister to Sister Alumni Students Professional Mentoring Program at Spelman College, her alma mater. Please help me in welcoming Tanae Hawkins as one of our 40 Under 40 2020. Congrats, Black Girl Magic. And now I have another ad, so I hope I have the right script. Ready to check in with another sponsor tonight? The next slide comes from Emory. Is that correct? Maybe not. Show me next slide. What's up next? All right. Next up is Kristen Hoyman. Kristen is Vice President of Marketing at REPAY, a payment technology and processing provider headquartered in Atlanta. In this role, Kristen is responsible for the company's overall marketing initiatives, branding efforts, and internal and external communication strategies. Before joining REPAY, Kristen was a senior relationship manager for the financial institution market of Arbigo, where she was responsible for account management and client success. Kristen is a member of the Junior League Atlanta, where she served as Director of Internal Communications from 2019 to 2020. She earned both her Master of Business Administration and Bachelor of Science in Business Administration Marketing from the University of Florida. Recently, REPAY became a publicly traded company, and in celebration of the event, Kristen was able to attend the bell ringing ceremony in New York. Very cool. As for what this year has taught her, Kristen says she has learned the importance of taking time to celebrate and appreciate the small moments of everyday life, from catching up with a friend over FaceTime to laughing with colleagues during our 10th video call of the day. Amen to that. I think that's something we can all relate to. I'm excited to welcome you, Kristen, to this year's 40 Under 40 class. Up next is Caden Jacobs. Caden is the Director of Communications and PR at Doctors Hospital of Augusta. He previously served as a director at the Richmond County School System and the Augusta Metro Chamber of Commerce. And that was after a career in the United States Navy as a cryptologic technician. A native of Kentucky, Caden was named a Kentucky Colonel, maybe that's Colonel, sorry, in 2019, the highest title of honor bestowed on the Commonwealth of Kentucky. He has also been named a top 10 in 10 young professionals to watch, wow, by Augusta Magazine, and was named as one of Georgia Trend's 40 Under 40. He is a graduate of Leadership Augusta, Leadership Columbia County, Georgia Forward's Young Game Changers, and the Harvard Institute of Superintendents and District Leaders. My goodness. Despite all of that, he's most proud of his work as a father to his young son, Xavier. Caden, welcome to the class of 2020. All right, let's keep the celebration going. Up next, and I do know this young woman, is Eugenia Johnson. She is a senior public relations manager for Burnett Garcia. In this role, she leads the creative PR strategy and engagement efforts, spreading awareness and social impact campaigns that tackle some of the toughest issues facing our nation today. Throughout the course of her 9-year career, she has managed both national and grassroots PR tactics for a portfolio of entertainment, lifestyle, and consumer brands. She has a special gift when it comes to ideating unique brand experiences, managing logistics, connecting with consumer audiences, and transforming organizational goals into results across a diverse list of clients. After nearly a decade with one agency, Eugenia recently made the switch to join one of Inc.'s 5,000 fastest growing companies. She shared this positive moment with us and says, navigating a new agency, new clients, and a new sector isn't easy, but the process has been a great learning process and very rewarding. She also says it's emotionally draining trying to keep up with everything and everyone on social every day. Amen to that. Instead, she's replacing social scrolling with quiet time to decompress and remove the need to stay up to date in real time. She says, I can catch up later. That's a word. I'm honored to present our 40 Under 40 award to Virginia Johnson. Congrats. Now, I believe I do have an ad this time. Lord, please let that be the case. Now, before we move on, let's take a moment to hear from one of our sponsors tonight. Is that true? If not, I'm gonna pass it on to Elise so that somebody that can't mess up.
Lens is compassionate,
Amazing.
Inspiring.
Community focused.
Collaborative.
Dedicated.
Creative.
supportive,
Tenacious.
Innovative.
Intuitive.
Driven.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Exciting!
Business savvy.
Actually, all those words also kind of describe Rachel. Congratulations, Rachel.
Congratulations, Rachel. We're so proud.
Go, Rachel! We're so proud of you! Congratulations!
Awesome. Well, now it is my honor to pass the mic over to what I like to call a firecracker and probably one of the most beautiful spirits that you will ever meet, the Vice President of Marketing and Communications of Community Foundation for Greater Atlanta and past PRSA Georgia President, Miss Elise Hammond, APR. Take it away.
Diana, you're awesome. Thank you so much. I love it. It's an honor to follow you. So I am here tonight to keep that momentum going and tell y'all about more wonderful people who join this amazing club of 40 under 40. We're going to kick it off with Marissa Candell, who's known through Ketchum as the Media Relations Counselor. She gets the big hits, and I hear they're quite on demand. As the media strategist, Marissa provides strategic counsel and support for a vast variety of clients, from Carvana and Clorox to Frito-Lay North America and Wendy's. She has generated literally thousands of placements, even brought a Wall Street Journal reporter to a strawberry field in California to demonstrate how Wendy's supply chain works fresh ingredients to restaurants all across the country. Additionally, Marissa leads executive visibility programs, securing speaking and earned opportunities for C-suite leaders. Please help me welcome Marissa Candell to this year's list of honorees. And now we're going to check in with two groups who have a little more to say for Marissa. First, you'll hear from the director of Ketchum South, Jamie Peters, and then a special message from Frank Vamas with Wendy's.
Congratulations, Marissa Candell, for being named Georgia PRSA 40 under 40. What an honor.
On behalf of your Wendy's family, want to congratulate you on this fantastic accomplishment.
And next up is Macy Kessler as the Corporate Communications Manager at Pulte Group. Macy is responsible for managing Pulte's PR and internal communication strategies. She has led the national launch of Pulte's Smart Home, overseeing the company's Great Place to Work certification, and spearheaded its Dynamic Women in Leadership video series, highlighting the home building company's top-ranking female leaders. Before joining Pulte Group, Macy was a multimedia journalist at a top-rated television news station in Savannah and has previous media credits at WSB and CBS 46. She's a proud graduate of the UGA. Please help me welcome Macy as a 40 under 40 winner. Next up is Allison Kopp, Vice President at VOC Global. Allison has developed internal and external communication strategies on employee communications and CEO executive visibility, employability, national coalitions, and partnership announcements. Allison volunteers for women's advocacy efforts through the National Organization for Women, as well as the Training and Counseling Center, a nonprofit community counseling center offering subsidized healing counseling services for the Atlanta community. She holds a master's in political management from George Washington and is another great Georgia Bulldog. She graduated from UGA cum laude with a dual degree in international affairs and women's studies. Well, Allison, we'll hope you enjoyed this moment. Congratulations, girlfriend. Our next honoree is Crystalline Lambert. She is an associate at Booz Allen Hamilton, where she manages change, communications planning, and employee engagement initiatives for clients in the health market. At the consulting firm, Crystalline serves as the lead for the Booz Allen Hamilton Atlanta African American Network and is a member of the firm's Atlanta Diversity and Inclusion Committee, where she is dedicated to building a more diverse and inclusive workforce. When Crystalline is not working in her corporate position, she's committed to helping the community through her volunteer work with the United Way of Greater Atlanta's Young Professional Leaders and her work on the service committee with the Atlanta Habitat for Humanity. She also serves as a mentor with the Sister to Sister mentoring program at Spelman, where she earned her undergraduate degree. She went on to earn her master's in journalism from Georgetown University. I am so proud to recognize this amazing woman as a 40 under 40 winner. Congratulations, Crystalline. Next up, if your role includes email marketing, you're probably familiar with our next honoree, Kate Kiefer-Lee, who is the Vice President of Communications and Corporate Affairs for MailChimp, where she leads the company's PR, internal comms, strategic communications, and corporate citizenship teams. Following a career as a magazine editor and copywriter, Kate started at MailChimp as the company's first writer in 2010. Man, think how far they've come. She is also the co-author of a wonderful book, Nicely Said, Writing for the Web with Style and Purpose. And she has spoken about writing and corporate communications at conferences all around the globe. Kate has a bachelor's degree in organizational communications from Northeastern University and a master's in strategic comms from Washington State. We're so proud to honor you, Kate, and congratulations on your new baby too. Wow, y'all, it's a pretty impressive group so far. We got to keep the party going though with this awesome next lady. Miss Victoria Lightfoot is the founder and principal consultant of Lightfoot Public Relations. With a robust background in media relations, corporate, executive, and internal comms, marketing, public speaking, and speech writing, Victoria founded the firm in the last few months. Victoria has been recognized for her contributions to both the PR industry and the travel and tourism industry. She's been recognized as a PRSA Georgia chapter champion and was selected for Destination International's prestigious 30 under 30 program. She has also served as the executive director of the Atlanta chapter of the Colocom Network. She earned her bachelor's of arts from Georgia State University, where she majored in journalism and minored in hospitality administration. Victoria, we're so proud and honored to name you to our 2020 40 under 40 class. Next up is Trinice Lyons. She serves as the marketing manager for Goodwill of North Georgia, where she's responsible for a wide range of activities from marketing analytics to corporate donation drives. She has also been given the responsibility of leading a number of internal cross-functional teams within the agency. Trinice co-hosts the Good Work Show, a wonderful weekly radio program that highlights organizations, companies, and individuals in the metro area that are doing good works. Today, more than 300 organizations in Greater Atlanta have been interviewed on the show. Trinice is a graduate of the University of Miami, where she earned her bachelor's degree in public relations. She went on to earn a master's in public communications from the American University in Washington, D.C. I'm honored to welcome Trinice to this amazing group of 40 under 40. Our next honoree is responsible for the newsletter, website, social media, and other communications initiatives for the whole city of Decatur. Renee Madison is the Communications Manager and Public Information Officer at the City of Decatur. She is one of the staff liaisons to the city's Better Together Advisory Board, which provides an opportunity for residents to assist the city in moving the Better Together Community Action Plan forward. She also serves as the co-chair of the City of Decatur's Employee Equity Team and the Employee Leadership Academy. Prior to joining the City of Decatur, Renee has spearheaded public relations campaigns following the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans, community outreach, and Feed the Homeless initiatives, as well as media networking events and social media campaigns. We thank you, Renee, for all the important work you do across civic organizations in our region. Welcome to this year's 40 Under 40 class. Y'all, this has really been a fun opportunity tonight to see the amazing accomplishments of so many of our colleagues and to celebrate who you are, especially in this unprecedented year of monumental change. We're so thankful and thrilled that you have joined us and that you are with us, because we will get through all of these things together by sharing our stories and honoring each other and celebrating the good things in this life. I'm going to pass it along to my dear friend and colleague, Neil Hirsch, who has this amazing long title now, so let me read it. He is the head of communications, global marketing, commercial, and technology at the wonderful Intercontinental Hotels Group. Take it away, Neil.
Thanks so much, Elise. So as you can tell, I dressed up this evening. I have a shirt with a collar and buttons, which is a lot, 7 months into a pandemic. And I also will be celebrating all of you, oops, if you can see there, right after we're done. So I'm really excited to be with you here today. Our next young professional honoree is Rachel Mayer, the Marketing and Communications Director at Park Pride. Rachel has managed marketing and communications for Park Pride, the Atlanta-based nonprofit that engages communities to activate the power of parks, supporting the growth and cohesion of Atlanta's parks constituency, and bolstering the organization's reputation as the voice of the parks. Prior to Park Pride, Rachel introduced Atlantans to the ride-sharing app Uber as the area's first local community manager. She has also served as a community development volunteer with the U.S. Peace Corps in Morocco, where she focused her efforts on empowering community children with knowledge, skills, and inspiration to tackle environmental challenges in their village. During COVID, Rachel has become certified as a master naturalist and says she's expended lots of energy to completely convert her lawn into a native garden. Perhaps some tips she has to share. I'm very proud to welcome Rachel to this year's class of 40 Under 40. Next up is Katie Mallory. Probably like many of you in our virtual audience, she wears a lot of hats. By day, Katie is Director of Internal Communications at Cox Automotive, where she supports sales and marketing, digital content, and mobility. Katie is also co-founder and CEO of baby products company Slumber Pod. At Cox, Katie is responsible for executive communications and employee engagement for the company's 2,200 team member sales and marketing organization. She also oversees channel strategy and digital content strategy for the digital platforms used by Cox Automotive's 20,000 plus team members, as well as communications for Cox Automotive Mobility, a new growth area for the company. If Katie's headshot looks familiar, it may be because she and her mom, Lou, were on Shark Tank in January when they walked away with a coveted partnership with Barbara Corcoran. Outside of her day and night jobs, Katie is founding board member and admin for the Marketing and Communications Women of Atlanta networking group, an active Facebook community with more than 17,000 members and has several in-person events a year, well, in non-COVID times at least. Please send your virtual claps and congratulations to Katie. Holland McHugh is our next honoree. She currently leads the employer brand and recruitment marketing team at Delta Airlines. With a background spanning B2B marketing, communications, and employer branding under her belt, Holland is a results-driven marketing and talent operations leader that has a proven track record of transforming and building functions from the ground up. Before joining Delta, she held leadership roles at Cox Enterprises and Cox Communications. She's also a founding board member for the Talent Brand Alliance and contributes to the award-winning human resources site, Fistful of Talent. Holland is a graduate of the Florida State University, and as you can imagine, she steals away to visit her family back home in Florida whenever she can. I'm proud to welcome our next honoree to the 2020 40 Under 40 class, Holland. So, quick poll. How many of you knew what you wanted to be when you were at age 10? After watching What Women Want at age 10, our next honoree, Lindsay Miles, says her fate was sealed. She would become a marketer and live in a big city. So after graduating from Mississippi University for Women, Lindsay began to chase that dream. She worked in the College of Engineering and Liberal Arts at Texas A&M's University, where she served in many roles. Most notably, Lindsay served as project lead for the university's inaugural participation in South by Southwest, redesigning the College of Liberal Arts website, working with NASCAR driver Jeff Gordon, and managing groundbreaking event for a multi-million-dollar campus building. But that's not all. She then moved to Atlanta and began working for the Division of Advancement and Alumni Engagement at Emory University. In this role, she oversees digital communications, including email marketing, social media management and marketing, web development, and video production, targeting alumni and donors. I'm so pleased to welcome Lindsay to this year's group of 40 Under 40. And with that, I think we have someone else special who wants to share a message with Lindsay.
Congratulations, Lindsay, 40 Under 40. All of us at Emory are very proud of you. Way to go.
Moving on to our next honoree, Mikey Mooney is a vice president at Post and Communication, where he provides strategic communications counsel to professional service clients in highly regulated industries. Within PRSA Georgia, Mikey serves as the board liaison for the Sponsorships and Partnerships Committee. So I'm certain you'll all be hearing from him and his committee soon about the next PRSA event opportunity. He's been recognized with the chapter's Rising Star Award in 2017 and was included among PR News's national Rising Stars in PR 30 and under last year. Next year, Mikey will serve as treasurer for the PRSA Southeast District. He earned his bachelor's degree and master's degree from the University of Georgia's Brady College of Journalism and Mass Communications. Go Dogs. Mikey, we are proud to name you part of the 2020 40 Under 40 class. Leanna Moran is vice president at the Wilbert Group, where she leads PR efforts for major real estate and professional service clients. At Wilbert, Leanna is focused on developing multifaceted PR strategies that include traditional news media, digital content, and social media programs. She works with a variety of client teams to set strategy, brainstorm creative approaches, and relentlessly execute programs, ensuring meaningful results are consistently delivered. Leanna is actively involved on the advisory board for the Atlanta Community Food Bank and the PR advisory board at Georgia Southern University, where she earned her bachelor's degree in PR and served as PRSA president. Leanna has managed to keep herself pretty busy during the pandemic. In the past 6 months, she got married, she bought a house, and she got pregnant. There's no doubt Leanna's a go-getter, and we're so happy to welcome her to this year's class of 40 Under 40. And now the team at Wilbert Group has a special message as well. Now let's look at our next honoree, who's also a vice president at an agency, Janelle Panabianco. As vice president at Weber Shandwick, Janelle's focus on multicultural marketing has impacted programming for brands like McDonald's, Mars Foods, Uncle Ben's, and Unilever's Tresemme, while she takes a general market approach to her work for Mars, M&M's, and the Coca-Cola Company's AHA brand. Janelle has more than a decade of experience with some of the world's most recognizable brands. And as we can see, she pulls from this experience with household names to inform her savvy and strategic approach to brand campaigns at local and national scale. Whether she's working on celebrity and influencer partnerships or high-profile activations, Janelle finds passion in meaningful brand storytelling that moves consumers in an impactful way. Janelle is also a vocal driver of DEI and reputation building initiatives for the Weber Atlanta office, and she sits on the leadership team of the agency's Black Employee Research Group. Please help me welcome Janelle to this year's group of 40 Under 40. Now we're going from agency life back to corporate PR. Tu-Ann Pham brings more than 10 years experience managing and promoting employment branding, recruitment marketing, and digital marketing to her role as a senior marketing specialist at Cox Enterprises. Prior to Cox, Tu-Ann worked at the Home Depot, RentPath, and Georgia Gwinnett College. Tu-Ann earned her bachelor's in communication from Valdosta State University, where she also served as president of PRSA and was an active member with the North Florida PRSA group. She also serves as a moderator for the Marketing and Communications Women of Atlanta Facebook group. We've heard about that before this evening, haven't we? Tu-Ann volunteers with Habitat for Humanity, the Atlanta Ronald McDonald House, and Kaboom Playground Builds. Somehow, she still has some free time and usually spends it attending as many Atlanta sporting events as possible and playing with her mini Labradoodle, Larry. So excited to welcome you to 40 Under 40. Sadly, that is the end of my time with you this evening. But before I go, let's hear once again from Emery. What an impressive group we've seen tonight. It's so exciting to see all these great individuals and be part of tonight's celebration. It's now my chance to pass things off to my friend and past PRSA Georgia president, senior principal team leader with Chick-fil-A's corporate communications team, Carly Lam, APR.
Thank you, Neil. Appreciate it. And I don't have bubbly, but I do have cowbell. So can't have the clapping, but I'll bring the noise to the room. So yeah, as you mentioned, this is certainly an impressive group. And last year, along with Jen and Dwayna, it was an honor to be among the inaugural 40 Under 40 group. But to be honest, this is far more rewarding to be honoring all of these accomplished professionals this evening. So if you guys haven't been watching the chat, I'm loving the conversation and support. So keep the celebration chats and the social posts using the hashtag you see on your screen above while I round out this year's 40 Under 40 honorees. So our next honoree is Meredith Pierce from the Wilbert Group's digital supervisor overseeing social media strategy, content creation, and campaigns for clients. Since joining the firm more than 5 years ago, Meredith has worked to increase and hone the firm's digital capabilities and suite of services to offer clients innovative social media programs, including paid social, brand aligned graphics, and videos. With expertise in the real estate and hospitality industries, Meredith crafts and deploys targeted digital strategies to reach the right audience and drive real results for every client. Meredith also plays a key role in Wilbert Cares through her work with City of Refuge. She graduated with a degree in PR from UGA, and outside of the office, Meredith loves to travel, box, and hike with rescue dog Gemma. Please help me welcome Meredith Pierce to this year's group of 40 Under 40. Congrats, Meredith. Now let's check back in with the Wilbert Group. Congrats again, Leanna and Meredith. Now, before we get to the next honoree, does anyone remember during the 2014 Grammys when Arby's won the internet with a tweet about Pharrell's hat? Who can forget that? Well, Jason Rollins, our APR, our next honoree, was a key member of that award-winning team that delivered the Pharrell hat and the Jon Stewart activations while at Arby's. With extensive experience at Atlanta-based companies, including IHG Hotels and Resorts, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, global agencies like Edelman and MSL, and of course Arby's, Jason has led internal and external communications for large-scale transformation programs for multi-billion-dollar brands. His work at these organizations have become case studies for our industry, and Jason has volunteered his time to serve on panels for PRSA Georgia, as well as being a frequent guest speaker and adjunct professor of marketing and PR at his MBA alma mater, Mercer University. Our chapter has been so lucky to have Jason as a member for 15 years. And personally, I've had the pleasure of having him as a colleague and friend, as I know so many of you have as well. He served as the College Relations Committee co-chair, and after earning his accreditation in 2012, he has mentored numerous colleagues going through the process. He still finds time somewhere in there to volunteer with organizations like Kate's Club and the Empty Stocking Fund. Jason, thank you for all you do. So proud of you, and welcome to this year's 40 Under 40 class. Next up, we have Allison Sawyer, the Senior Director of Communications at the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation. Allison leads all marketing and communication strategies, social media efforts, and media relations for the foundation. She is motivated by finding the untold story, fueled by endless curiosity and chasing potential, and driven by the opportunity to dream up campaigns that create true brand loyalty and belief. Before joining the Blank Family Foundation, Allison worked in sports and entertainment PR at the Atlanta Hawks Premier Exhibitions, the Active Network, and the Women's Sports Foundation. Allison graduated from the University of California, Santa Cruz with a bachelor's degree in pre-law studies. She serves on the board of Giving Kitchen, and she and her wife, Ashlyn, have a baby boy, Nash. I love that name. Allison, congratulations and welcome to this year's 40 Under 40. I'm getting a kick out of it at least. Wait, Allison, there's something else here for you. All right, well, up next we have Sarah Shoup, communications consultant with KWI Communications. At KWI, Sarah supports clients by creating opportunities for community. For the past 2 years, she has worked on a broad spectrum of internal communications with Chick-fil-A Inc., and it's certainly been my pleasure to have the opportunity to work with her on some of those projects over the last year. Prior to KWI, Sarah worked with the Metro Atlanta Chamber, where she assisted in growing the innovation ecosystem through supporting Atlanta's many startup hubs and higher education institutions. She also interned at the Georgia Department of Economic Development with the International Trade Team and at Armstrong Atlantic State University as a teaching assistant in the Education and Foreign Language departments. As a Georgia native and an Atlanta transplant, Sarah enjoys all the city has to offer, including frequenting Piedmont's dog park with her dog Finley. She's also an active volunteer with Agape, City of Refuge, and East Atlanta Community Associations. Please join me in sending big virtual hugs to celebrate Sarah. The next young professional that I'm thrilled to introduce is Erica Smith. With a decade of consumer and B2B experience, Erica Smith joined Porter Novelli's Atlanta office as an account manager 2 years ago and leads the agency team responsible for providing strategy and counsel for grocery retailer Food Lion. She also supports the Bayer Crop Science and Bayer AG businesses, managing US and global business programs and events, including executive visibility, reputation management, thought leadership, media relations, partnerships, and content development. But wait, there's more. In the Atlanta office, Erica serves as the diversity champion, providing strategic counsel, leadership, and programmatic efforts to clients and PN employees. Prior to joining Porter Novelli, Erica was the corporate communications and PR manager at Delta Vacations, where she created and executed external communications programs to drive brand awareness and visibility with travel agencies, agents, and consumers. She holds degrees in advertising and Spanish, and when she's not at work, she is still working on the BW Factor, a community she founded to help Black and Latinx women ascend to senior levels within their organizations. Please help me welcome Erica Smith as a 40 Under 40 winner. And now on behalf of the Porter Novelli team, we'd like to take a moment to send a special message. Let's watch.
Congratulations, Erica Smith and Kristen Ellis. The Porter Novelli team is so very proud of your well-earned recognition. We wish you all the best.
That's great. I love it. I know Elise has her tissues nearby for all these sweet messages y'all are receiving. Our next honoree, Elizabeth Warwick, serves as the Brand Communications Manager for First Advantage, a leading global provider of identity and information solutions. She leads brand messaging and manages all internal and external communications. Elizabeth previously managed corporate communications at Cox Automotive, where she supported the technology and marketing organizations. In 2015, she received the Up and Coming Marketer of the Year Award from the Technology Association of Georgia. Before joining us on the PR side of the world, Elizabeth served as writer and editor for a variety of organizations, including Industry Trade Publication and Regional Magazine Group. We have another Georgia Bulldog, as Elizabeth received her undergraduate degree in journalism from UGA, but she balanced that out with a master's in business administration from Georgia Tech. I'm excited to welcome Elizabeth Warwick to this esteemed group of honorees. If you're wondering if our next honoree has done anything interesting or whether she's on top of things, just know that she submitted both a long and short version of her bio, and we were certainly impressed by both, but she's all in good company because that's totally something I would do too. As the story goes, Anna Ruth Williams woke up one morning in 2012 and decided to start her own tech PR agency. Her first employee was her dog, but hey, she started a trend because now for many of us, our pets are also our coworkers. But she has since added more than 20 humans, and ARPR rose to become the 2016 Technology Agency of the Year, a 3-time PR News top place to work and one of the top 30 largest tech PR firms in the country. That's amazing. And self-professed traditional PR purist, she's worked with some of the nation's biggest outlets like CNN, Forbes, Fast Company, and nothing gets her blood pumping more than a crisis communication situation. I think some of us can relate, and imagine you have been right in your wheelhouse over the past 6 months. Anna Ruth graduated from the University of Alabama, which may be known for its national championships in football. But step aside Saban, because Anna Ruth has won 4 national championships in public speaking events. Very impressive, Anna Ruth. Congratulations and welcome to this year's group of 40 under 40. Has anyone been counting where we are here? No, just me. Cool. So, but if you keep in a tally and you're following along, we are at our 40th honoree at 40 under 40. Say that 5 times fast. We are Kristen Wooten. She serves in a leadership role at Babbitt Bodner, Atlanta's premier communications agency that helps Gazelle brands or companies in a high growth mode leap toward their future success. She guides clients to determine the best communications and marketing strategy to achieve business goals. Kristen has more than a decade of global PR experience leading high-stakes integrated communications and marketing programs that have been recognized with top industry honors. She has a proven ability to understand cultural trends, business goals, and the communications landscape to provide strategic guidance and premium client service to top global companies and emerging businesses alike. Please join me in welcoming Kristen on being a 40 under 40 winner. Well, I am blown away by all the young talent we have honored tonight, amazing PR and communications professionals that will continue to serve our chapter, our industry, and our community well. And like many of you, this event tonight is truly something we have been looking forward to. And in these times, which are affecting so many of us personally and professionally, and sometimes it can start to feel like Groundhog Day. It's so important to find special moments like these so that we have something to look forward to come together, even if virtually, and celebrate 40 very deserving people. Elizabeth, you and I have been a part of this chapter for nearly 20 years, and I think you would agree that this year's looked drastically different from ever before. Tonight, we are wearing yoga pants instead of party dresses and sweatpants instead of suits. Neil, I know you're wearing a collared shirt, but I think you might have comfy pants on, but that doesn't take away from how special of a night this has been for these 40 amazing professionals, your friends, your family, your colleagues who've supported you through your career and have joined in celebrating you this evening. And so, Elizabeth, I just want to say that I appreciate you. I appreciate the leadership of the board, the work of our volunteers, and the support from all of our members. We have had to remain very flexible at this time. And I know you're going to recognize them individually, but a big thank you to everyone involved in putting all the pieces of this important event together. I'm already looking forward to what's next for each of our honorees and for PRSA Georgia. So Elizabeth, back to you to close us out tonight.
Thank you so much, Carly. And perfect timing. I have finished my mocktail here. I haven't stopped smiling yet. And I hope that is true. I can hear it in the voice of our great judges and our great presenters. And I hope that's true of all of you tonight. And you're right, that chat is rocking. And speaking of tonight, it is possible only with the support of a phenomenal team. At the top of that list are inaugural class members, Sarah Weston, APR, is board liaison, Elizabeth Olmsted, APR, and Alicia McNeese. You know, it's interesting. We stopped and started several times, especially at the beginning of this. And for anyone who has in-person events or goes into the office, I know you've experienced this as well. You know, do we hold out? Do we wait a little bit longer? Because we know that value of being able to hug or being able to shake hands, being able to see people. Elise Hammond and I, not too long ago, hand delivered an APR pen, and we were joking about how amazing it was to see each other in 3D as opposed to 2D. So we stopped and started several times. But what shouldn't wait in a year like this is good news, is a time to celebrate. It doesn't lessen what got our honorees here, that we're living in a pandemic world. If anything, they're shining brighter and will have a greater impact on our profession and on the world around them. Another thank you offered, a host of thank yous to the folks who helped again with this program, to the individuals who nominated a friend, a colleague, to the legion of former PRSA Georgia presidents and past 40 under 40 recipients who offered their time and insights to select our honorees. And I saw a few of those mom and dad comments. I really enjoyed having my parents with me last year when we were honored. The family support, thank you. Thank you for what you've done to create an environment to help your family members, your children, to help each other, husband and wife, to help each other move forward. And thank you for joining us this evening. We also thank our sponsors. You see them here on the screen. You also got a chance to see them throughout our program. We couldn't do this event, yes, but also all of the chapter work, the value that we bring, the opportunity that we bring to our members without the support of our sponsors. Thank you again for supporting friends, colleagues, mentees, and mentors tonight. Communications should serve as the conscience of an organization. The people engaged in tonight's event are in front or behind the scenes influencing hyperlocal and multinational organizations. We have a unique opportunity within PRSA Georgia to learn, grow, and develop from each other and to succeed together. Please carry this great energy forward and have a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining us.